Welcome to the Reed Report. Welcome. Thank you guys for taking the time to hear me out. Today we are here because Wildcard weekend starts tomorrow and it goes on into Sunday, and then you got a game for the first time, playoff game Monday. We have a Monday night football wildcard game. So we're going to get into our predictions of these games. Of course, the Reed Report like to hit you with predictions of games and things like that. So you should stick around to hear who I have winning wild card weekend, who I think will advance to the divisional round. So, of course, before the season started, I did a video on my predictions. You can go check that out as well. I did that one back in September, but I also a couple days ago did one to where I was right and where I was wrong. And there was one game that's taking place on Wild Card. Well, first of all, on the predictions video, I predicted division winners, every team's record, and matchups. Super Bowl prediction, division, conference championship predictions, divisional round, wild card predictions. And of all the matchups that are taking place this weekend, the Reed Report did predict one of these matchups back in September, so we're going to get into that. But so coming in, of course, I had the Ravens making it to the Super Bowl, but we saw what happened with them. They were 8-3. I mean, even coming into the season, they had suffered enough injuries to where I thought there was no way that they were going to be able to overcome all of this, but they were overcoming it. And then before the season officially started with every team, after the Tampa Bay Dallas game, I did a prediction because I just didn't see how Baltimore could overcome, and I changed my pick to the Browns. And neither of my AFC representations made it to the playoffs. So, of course, with that said, we're going to have to readjust some things. So, like I said, even with the Ravens suffering all they suffered in the preseason, they were still 8-3. They were still 8-3. Still had a legit chance to be not only, a playoff team, but a bye week team, the top record in the conference. And then Lamar got injured, more people got injured, and they ended up losing out to finish 8-9. So Baltimore gets a legit pass for what happened. We can look at them and clearly tell, had it not been for the injuries, which unfortunately are part of the game, had it not been for that, they would be a legit discussion to, be representing the AFC in the Super Bowl. And I think my prediction would have likely panned out. But so we got 6 playoff games starting tomorrow. Saturday, we have 2 games. We got 2 games Saturday, and without further ado, we're going to get into those games. So, here we go. First game, we got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Cincinnati Bengals. These are 2 teams that played early this year. The Bengals, I believe, blew them out 33-14 back in Vegas. They're matching up again. The Raiders are a team who I was dead wrong about. I had them winning just 5 games coming into the season, and they won 5 more than what I predicted to go 10-7 and make it to the playoffs, which is a successful season. Barring what happens against the Bengals, the Raiders had a successful season because it was playoffs. For us on the outside looking in, for the fans, they're thinking Super Bowl. But for somebody like me, it was playoffs or bust for the Raiders. But they were able to make it to the playoffs, and the Bengals, who I was dead wrong about as well, I had winning just 3 games coming into the season. They were able to win 7 more than what I predicted to go 10-7 as well, and win the AFC North, make it to the playoffs for the first time since 2015. And these 2 teams who I was dead wrong about are matching up in the playoffs. And last week we had the Raiders and the Chargers playing that epic Sunday night football game, which was honestly just a great way to end the regular season with just a great game. It was the right call to make to put those 2 teams on Sunday night football. Considering the circumstances, Raiders were able to eke out the victory 35-32 in overtime, a game that probably should have ended up in a tie. I don't know why the Chargers took that time out. We'll be talking about possibly a different game had they done that. But the Raiders defense played in a way that, I didn't see coming. They were lights out on the defensive line, especially 3 sacks, 16 pass deflections, 10 quarterback hits. Mason Crosby had 2 of those sacks and 4 QBs hit, and he deflected 3 passes. But here's the thing. I don't know if I'm buying it from the Raiders. Cincinnati dragged them 32-14 last meeting, but I don't know if I'm buying it. I don't know. I believe that was just an aberration. I believe that was just a fluke defensively. I know what this team potentially, as a whole has a chance to do because Derek Carr is not the quarterback. Raider and 49er fans kill me. One week they hate Jimmy G and Derek Carr. The next week they think they're the greatest thing since sliced bread or Jerry Rice, whatever. But I don't know if I'm buying that from their defense. Cincinnati, I will say this. Cincinnati's offensive line is not all that. Joe Burrow, I believe, was the most sacked quarterback, this season. Raiders did get to him 3 times in that regular season game, and Joe Burrow didn't even have that lights out game. It was just mainly defensively where the Bengals did the majority of their damage defensively, and in the run game, as Mixon had 123 yards on 30 carries and 2 touchdowns. So I'm going to take the Bengals to win again. I believe, of course, we had the Marvin Lewis Bengals, who Marvin Lewis took over that team, I believe, in like 03 or 04. The Bengals haven't won a playoff game since 1990, the 1990 season. And when they hired Marvin Lewis, he did get them to the postseason for like the first time in 12 years in like 2005, something like that. 1990 from 1995, that's like 15 years, what am I saying? But I think this is a new Bengals. Marvin Lewis never won a playoff game during his reign, but I think Joe Burrow is going to be the one to help break that curse, help break that trend, and trend in a different direction. I think the Raiders had a great season, a surprise season. It shouldn't have been a surprise. We all knew that they had the potential to make it to the playoffs, but I'm going to take the Bengals to win this game. They are favored by 5.5, and the over and under of this game is 48.5 by, considered the last time I learned at the time to see this. So I'm going to take the Bengals to win this game. I'm going to go with the final score 34-24 Cincinnati in this one. And then we have the Buffalo Bills playing the New England Patriots for the 3rd time this season, or I should say both teams are playing each other for the 3rd time this season. Back on December 6th, I believe, these 2 teams met in Buffalo for the first time of the season. Patriots was able to just run the ball all the way to a win, circling the wagon on the Bills, winning 14-10. Mac Jones threw the ball like, 1 or 2 times or something like that. But yeah, and the Patriots won that game 14-10, completely catching the Bills off guard. Basically an embarrassing game because for a team like the Bills, that's not the way you go out in a football game. Losses are going to happen, wins are going to happen, but when you lose, you don't lose like that. It wasn't a blowout, of course, but by the way that McDermott got out-coached, that was a blowout. Belichick blew him out. But the Bills got their revenge 2 weeks later. They beat the Patriots 33-21 in New England, where the Patriots have not been playing great football this year. They had a losing record, at home, probably for the first time since the 2000 season. Bill Belichick's first year where they went 5-11. And of course they had a losing record unless they won 5 home games, which I don't think they did. But a losing season for the first time in ages. And the Bills showed their superiority. I said, that back when Josh Allen got the big contract that, this is going to be the hurdle he's going to have to climb, and he's continuing to have to do that. They lost to the Patriots. The Patriots took control of the division. Then they beat the Patriots, tied them. Then the Bills beat Carolina to take the lead in the division, and they ended up winning the division in the last week of the season. And Josh Allen still has to prove himself against the Patriots because now he's matching up against them in the playoffs, a game where they are 4.5-point favorites with the over and under 44. Josh Allen needs this win. He needs this win. They made it to the AFC Championship game last year. Anything short of the Super Bowl this year is a failed season. I'm doing this as not a fan of these teams from the outside looking in. And I'm sure the Bills fans feel the same way. You can't lose this game and they can't walk off the field being cheered by the team. The team will not be very receptive towards that. They shouldn't be receptive towards that. But the Bills need this win, and I'm going to take them to win this game 27-23. It will be a tough division game over the New England Patriots. Mac Jones' first playoff game, the Buffalo Bills defense needs to make him look like a rookie. They need to make him look like he doesn't belong here. I'm getting some alerts probably because of what I'm saying. They need to make him look like he doesn't belong here. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's not ready yet. And I'm going to take the Bills to win this game close to 27-23. After that, Sunday. Then we got our Sunday games. We have Sunday games, 3 games on Sunday. We're going to kick things off with the Eagles at the Buccaneers. Tampa is favorite. They're giving Tampa 8.5 points at home. Over and under 46. The last time these two teams met was back in the regular season of this year. Buccaneers won on a Thursday night, short week, 28-22. I was about to say the Patriots because I'm so used to associating Tom Brady with that team. But the Buccaneers is coming off a dominant win against the Dolphins. The Eagles was coming off a good win against the Panthers. And it was just a short week. It was some sloppy football. I believe that the Bucs probably could have won, they probably could have dominated. People were expecting them to dominate the Eagles because of what they did against Miami, and because the Eagles just at that point they hadn't taken off and looked like a playoff team. We still thought that this team, I had them winning like 5 games coming into the season. First of all, I was dead wrong about them, and they did me one better, won 4 more, made the playoffs, and they were still looking like that 5-win team I predicted them to be at that point of the season. But they were able to lose close to the Buccaneers, who are predicted to go 13-4, and they did. The only part I was wrong at was that they are not the 1 seed. But in this game, Eagles too young, too banged up. Dallas hung 50 on them. I'm gonna take the Buccaneers to win this game. I'm gonna take them to win this game, and my final score of this one will be 38-19 Buccaneers. I got the Buccaneers beating the Eagles. It was a good run. Again, made me look bad because they were not the bad team that I thought they would be. They played way better down the stretch. And we have probably the game of the wild card weekend. I told y'all earlier in the video that I predicted every wild card matchup, every divisional round, every conference championship, and the Super Bowl. And this is that matchup that I got right. Back in September, I said that these two teams would meet in the playoffs, and they are meeting on Wild Card Weekend, just as I predicted at Dallas. We got the 49ers at the Dallas Cowboys. Vegas is giving the Cowboys a home favorite, 3 points. Over and under is 51. In this game, a lot of people, man. I'm hearing 50-50 in this game. But I predicted, back in the reed-report predictions, back in September, I predicted the Cowboys would win this game. And I'm going to keep that prediction. 49ers played some good football. They dominated the Rams this year. They beat the Rams to get in, came back from 17. But as a division opponent, and you just have, sometimes division opponents just have each other's number. They know how to play each other tough, no matter what. There could be a situation to where a team is 14-0, and their division opponent that week is 0-14. You shouldn't be surprised if that's a close game, because they're division opponents. I don't know, that's my example. But anyway, so what I'm trying to say is I like the 49ers. I like what they've done. I like the balance they have. But I still think that Jimmy G is going to have to do some things in this game, and the Dallas defense will crank it up on him. And this will end his tenure, possibly, in San Francisco. So I'm going to take the Cowboys to win this game 35-27. I got Dallas winning this game, and I will be at a friend's house. We're going to be having like a barbecue. And so I'm going to be live streaming this game right here. I'm going to be live streaming to get reactions, because we got Dallas Cowboy fans who, the brother who's hosting the party, and we got 49er fans who's coming over, some of his friends, and just our brothers in the church in general. So this is going to be a really good game. This is the most focused on game this weekend, and this is the game I'm going to be going live on, just getting reactions and things like that. We got Steelers at the Chiefs. The last time these two teams met was back on December 26th. Pittsburgh won. Chiefs won 36-10. This is a game that cost me and to get to the fantasy football championship game. I had Pat Mahomes. He had me close until the Steelers just couldn't answer. So therefore, Andy Reid pulled Patrick Mahomes, and I had just barely lost in the semifinals of the fantasy football playoffs. But yeah, the Chiefs blew him out pretty badly. You know, of course, we have Big Ben coming out saying that, you know, he's been sarcastic, saying, of course, they're going to lose. They're the worst playoff team. They don't have a chance. Of course, he's just saying that because he's saying what the media is thinking, what the media is saying. Kansas City, 12.5-point favorites to win this game at home in Kansas City, over and under 46. That sense an upset? Is the Reed Report about to go with an upset on this game? This game is going to be closer than we think. This game is going to be closer than we think. We probably see an upset. We see the Steelers as a bad playoff team, ranked 14 out of 14. I'm going to go upset on this game. I'm going to go upset because there's a team in the AFC who has the bye week, and there's another team who has the pressure on them to get to the Super Bowl. I don't think Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs win this football game. I'm going to pick the Steelers to win this game 23-17 over the Kansas City Chiefs. And I bet you I'm going to be right. Don't believe me, just watch. I'm taking the Steelers to win this game, and I'm not backing off. Nope. Not backing off the Steelers. Steelers are going to upset the Chiefs 23-17. And we have our Monday night football game, our final game of Wildcard weekend. We got the Arizona Cardinals at the LA Rams, the first playoff game played in SoFi Stadium. The Cardinals won, their earlier matchup at SoFi Stadium because the Cardinals were just a really good road team and a really bad home team this year. They lost just one game on the road this year. So I'm going to, Vegas got the Rams favored by 4, over and under 49.5. I predicted the Rams would win this division. I didn't have the Cardinals in the playoffs. In this game, I'm going to take the Rams to win this game. My final score is going to be 38-35. We're going to make this a shootout game right here. The prediction for this one is going to be a shootout. So that means next week, I got the Bengals, I got the Bills, I got the Bucks, I got the Cowboys, I got the Steelers in an upset, and I have the Rams. So that means next week, if the Reed Report is correct, that means the Steelers will be playing the top-seeded Titans, and the Bengals will be playing the Buffalo Bills. The Buccaneers will be playing the Cowboys, right? Bucks 2 seed, yeah. Buccaneers will be playing the Cowboys, and the Rams will be playing the Packers. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens on the Reed Report predictions. Thank y'all for taking the time to hear me out. I really do appreciate it. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all soon. Let me know your predictions. Let me know if you think I'm cuckoo for my predictions. And yeah, we'll talk soon.